Hello everyone, welcome to Mining Now. We are doing another episode from MEMO 2022 in Sudbury, brought to you by CIM. Today on the show we're going to be featuring Brandt. The Brandt Group is I think the world's largest private John Deere dealership. They've got crushers and distribution and manufacturing and servicing. An absolutely amazing reach this company has. So we're going to bring on Rick Harper. He's the corporate manager at Brandt Group of Companies. So looking forward to that. A quick shout out. This is going to MEMO is part of our Heavy Industry World Tour. We've already been to South Africa. We're going to be in Australia. We're going to be November 2nd to 4th. We'll be in Sydney, Australia for IMARC. And we want to give a quick shout out as well to our sponsor, our travel sponsor, Savinaw Equipment, for helping us get all over the world to do these episodes. So thank you to them. And with that, let's bring in Rick. Hello, Rick. Welcome to Mining Now. Great to have you on the show.
Thank you, Jared. Good to be here.
Yeah, we pulled you in at the last second to do the interview, so hope we're not putting you on the spot too much.
No, we're here at the CIM MEMO event in Sudbury, Ontario at the moment, so it's perfect timing.
Of course, everybody in the industry, they're going to see Brandt behind you and they're going to know something about you. But can we just give a quick snapshot of who Brandt is and just their extensive reach? That's probably an understatement into the market.
Sure. Brandt is a privately owned, family-run business. It's been around for about 90 years, mostly known in Western Canada, unfortunately. They did buy Nortrax in September of 2019 in Eastern Canada, so now Brandt is across Canada. We have roughly 126 branches in Canada. We're also now in Australia, New Zealand, and a little bit in the United States. 6,000 employees strong right now. I think we're hiring another 1,000 this year. So, just a huge coast-to-coast company.
Yeah, it's just amazing. And then, and sort of I think of Brandt as sort of synonymous with John Deere to me. Would that be? I think are they the biggest privately owned dealer in the world? I
Yeah, so
think,
we
right?
are yes, exactly. So we're the number one construction and forestry dealer for John Deere. We also have other brands such as Topcon and Sequia, which are positioning technologies. We deal with iVolve, Mine 4D. We're a distributor for Slipner, which is a great cost savings for the mines for moving their equipment around. We're also the Kleemann crusher dealer, the Ditch Witch, the Hamm, the Vögele, Wirtgen, Subsite, American Augers, Peterbilt now with the acquisition of Service about 8 or 9 months ago. Selec, Doosan, Clark, JLG, and the list just goes on. We're just a huge, everything you need for equipment, we are your one-stop shop.
So when you join Brandt, what kind of manual do you get?
That's a great question. So I've only been with Brandt 2.5 years now. I've got 35 years in the staffing of mines in my background. As a corporate account manager, going from staffing to equipment, a huge learning curve. The good news about that is I was always putting bums into the seats, as we say. So I was putting people into the mines in various positions. So I kind of knew a little bit about equipment. So to learn John Deere University is a good tool that we give to all of our people that join John Deere or join the Brandt Group. There's all this different hands-on, but to know everything about the 10 divisions of Brandt is just a huge undertaking. So my job is more the corporate account manager, is kind of like the door knocker to introduce Brandt into Eastern Canada, into Ontario. My jurisdiction is all of Ontario for mining. So I kind of go in as the door knocker, and then I bring in the experts behind me to talk intelligently of the products that we have. So
So I won't start an in-depth mechanical discussion today. That's
no, that's probably not who I am. I can sell you stuff. I can give you a little bit of information, but I would bring in guys like Mark Kostick out of our positioning technology, or Alan Harapiak, or Jim Thompson, the VP of mining, into the conversations to get the in-depth, the technical stuff. But I'll at least entice you to get to know Brandt.
fair enough. I want to talk about the service points too, because, and especially in these times, travel is just a little bit tougher. It's getting a little easier now, but that's sort of coming back maybe a little slower than we wish it was. And I was reading again the stats. I mean, maybe it's not updated on your website or something. So there's about 100 service points. That's what I read on your website. And I was just wanted to sort of outline that because it's in these days that's such a big thing to be able to have you actually have people at 100 different points around Canada. That's quite a feat.
Yes, manpower, as everybody knows, is getting tougher and tougher. I think some of the advantages Brandt offers is again, it's a um, privately owned, family-run business. And a quick point to that is 5 months in, I got a birthday card, and Gavin and Sean Semple sent me, actually hand signed it and sent it back. So I sent it back a quick email thanking them, and they actually knew who I was and what I was doing. So, in the bigger companies, you don't get that, but in this
Hmm.
family-run organization, they know who Rick Harper is, and that makes you feel like part of the team. So, we actually, uh, like I said, we're hiring 1,000 people this year,
Wow.
extra from the acquisitions we had. So we're looking for mechanics, service writers, parts people, service managers, you name it. There's a position, for Brandt here for you.
HF Sinclair, which includes the Petro-Canada Lubricants brand, is a proud sponsor of Mining Now. Petro-Canada Lubricants products and services are proven to maximize equipment performance, productivity, and overall savings. From heavy-duty engine oils to hydraulic fluids, ATF's gear oils and greases, Petro-Canada Lubricants is committed to delivering innovative solutions that deliver value and keep businesses moving. They have dedicated technical expertise, knowledge, and know-how to help customers in the mining industry operate smoothly with improved equipment, reliability, and performance. Learn more at lubricants.petro-canada.com or contact them at 1-866-335-3369 to arrange a call with one of their technical experts. Since 1965, BitService has been the solution provider for mechanical cutting and material handling in underground mining. Specialists in carbide tipped consumables and rebuilding and optimizing cutting heads for development and production mining. Struggling with conveyor maintenance issues? Their team can help with quality conveyor rollers and belt cleaners, improving the efficiency and reliability of your material handling system. Contact them today at 306 653 0988 and visit their website at bitservice.ca. Momentum, the annual virtual Micromind conference, is coming up soon. This global event explores the technology, people, and initiatives that are changing the game across the industry and features educational sessions, interviews with industry leaders, and technology demos. If you'd like to join, visit micromind.com and register.
The other thing I wanted to sort of clarify with, because I mean, a lot of people are going to know it, but you'll think of Brandt, maybe a John Deere dealership or Kleemann or what have you. But there's also a manufacturing component to Brandt as well, right?
Huge manufacturing and reman component builds. We have about 1 million square feet of manufacturing out in Regina and Saskatchewan.
Wow, wow.
A little bit in Milan in the U.S. as well. So if you're looking to get something redone, and we have some of the largest equipment in North America. So, for example, our horizontal lathe, it's got 47 feet of travel. So, I mean, just huge capacities. You can put a 7495 side rail on that, and turn that around, flip that around like it's a pretzel. Our stress relieving oven, 16 by 16 by 45, runs on rails. Just the capacity is there is huge. We're probably in the Western Canada known as a reman company for some of the other OEMs. We've got some fixes there that for the Cat 793 haul truck to the 797 haul truck, 24M graders. We actually manufacture parts, reman parts. We have a company out there called Brandt Value Parts, and they just take equipment apart and they can sell you pieces for 17 different OEMs. So whether you need a piece of glass for Komatsu or Hitachi or whatever, starter, alternators, things of that nature, new cylinders, we're just your one-stop shop for everything you need.
When you're out here talking to people, something that's always, again, when a name is so sort of big in the industry, do people understand all of that? Like when you're what you're telling me, I didn't. A lot of this is new information for me, and I know a Brandt. So, do a lot of people when you've? It's nice because you've been with them a couple of years, so you're sort of getting a feel for it. While people are coming and talking to you, so do people know all of Brandt's capabilities?
No, that's I hate to say it's a well-guarded secret, but in the West, a bit more known to what we do in Canada. You know, the Nortrax was more into the forestry and construction.
Hmm.
So with Brandt taking over the Eastern Canada my job is to inform people of what the capabilities of Brandt are. Even today, unfortunately, I have to say, I go into some mines and they'll say Brandt, and they, who? I'll say the Nortrax or the John Deere dealer. Oh yeah, I know you guys, but they don't really know us. They know the John Deere portion, but they don't know the other 9 or 10 divisions that I spoke about earlier.
Just unbelievable, yeah.
Yeah, just huge. Like I tell people, anything to do with equipment, I'm the guy you need to talk to.
It's Canada's premier event for mining, metals, and materials professionals. The Canadian Institute of Mining, Metallurgy, and Petroleum will be hosting its annual convention and expo in May in the beautiful city of Montreal. The technical program will feature expertise from a wide range of leaders across industry sectors. Are you working on a project that others in the industry need to know about? Well, let them know. CIM is now seeking presentations on a variety of topics. You can visit them at convention.cim.org to learn more. In business since 1960, DyeCorp is a leading private manufacturer and distributor of specialty chemicals, equipment, parts, and accessories, serving the energy and mining industries. DyeCorp manufactures and distributes a full line of drillers' edge coring rods, core retrieval systems, and diamond tooling for diamond core drilling worldwide. They also manufacture and sell high-quality Earth Pro drilling fluids and additives for the mineral exploration and energy industries. For more, you can visit them at dye-corp.com or contact their head office at 780-440-4923. Looking to solve a problem? Apex Automation has a solution. Their proven track record has helped organizations streamline production and improve team morale by removing mundane tasks and lower operation costs and burdens. Robotics, advanced process control, and machine learning are examples of what Apex Automation can provide. Have an idea? Looking for a trusted consultant who can deliver? Contact Apex Automation today and start your team's automation journey. Visit apexautomation.ca to learn more.
Let's go into, okay, can we divide up, so in the mining space, how is it sort of divided up? Is it like surface, underground? How are you sort of, how do the divisions work, and then that then break down into the specific gear?
Well, a great question, Jared. There is, in my world, or as I like to say in my world, I classify them as either an underground mine or an open pit surface mine. On the surface mines, open pits, we don't have the production class equipment such as the big haul trucks and the big shovels, but any of your auxiliary equipment you need, whether it's a 944 hybrid loader down to a little skid steer or mini X, we can help you with all that fun stuff. All the ground engaging tools and all that deals. We can actually remanufacture and reman other OEM components that you may need for your site. On the underground side, we actually reverse engineer and engineer some some bolters and things for different companies. We can supply you, mini X's and things of that nature. The underground crane trucks, specialty modules that you may need a one-off maybe, we can manufacture those as well. We have 100 engineers in our portfolio. So we design and build things on a daily basis to help the customer.
I wanted to go back. You mentioned the 944K. That's the hybrid loader. Is that? I mean, those type of products in the lineup. That must just be a huge demand now, especially with people trying to reduce emissions and everything like that.
Yes, the 944 hybrid loader is just a beast in itself. A huge operation for a quarry or an open pit mine. Equal as large as some of the other OEMs, so no difference there on size wise, but the big difference is it's hybrid, it's electric wheel driven motors, so a cost savings of about 20% of fuel. Relife doesn't start until 20,000 hours, so a huge relife, and then all you're doing is changing out a couple electric motors at that 20,000 hours. So today, with today's talk of carbon and trying to reduce emissions and stuff, the 944 hybrid is as some are referring to it as a cat killer.
Oh no, you're gonna get me in trouble now. Yeah. So on the mining technology side, I mean, I know you're not gonna we're not gonna do a deep dive into it today, but I just wanted to also talk about that because it's such a huge thing, especially on this show. It's just sort of one technology company after the other, and Brandt has really pushed into that space. And I mean, I think you've got a sensor, some sort of sensor thing right on behind you there as well. Can you just touch on that side of it as well?
So Brandt is the Topcon Sequia dealer across Canada. There are some other OEMs that run Topcon, but we are the distributor for across Canada. So we have both positioning technology and grade control on our opportunities there. And again, Mark Kostick and Shane Tessier, the guys that run those divisions, and they're really the people we should talk to on that. But we can do fleet management with iVolve. So if you need to know where your fleet is, where it's going, where it's been, what it's done the day before, we can help you with all that fun stuff. Deformation monitoring is a huge one today with the dams that are out there. There's hundreds of thousands of dams across Canada, some in the mining world and some in other worlds. But we can monitor those dams to check for movement on a daily basis, hourly basis, secondly basis if you wanted to go that deep. And any movement at all down to hundredth of a millimeter of we can detect and get back to you, so you don't have to worry about having episodes where your dam may fail. So technology in today's world is getting huge. There's very many different networks out there that can monitor that fun stuff, whether it's satellite or our own JDLink or Brandt Net as we call it. So we're able to monitor all those different points and stations at your dams and at your different locations to make sure that everybody is safe.
I'm really curious, Rick, how, when you're trying to, at this event, how do you communicate it? And I'll put it into our little tiny company. We do interviews. There's a few variables. Even that gets complicated sometimes. Just, the different setups that we can do. Are there going to be sponsors on it? Like how long it's going to be? There's just all these like little details that just go into this one little interview. I'm trying to wrap my head around how in your position, how do you sort of communicate and identify where the opportunities are for the company? I mean, you're not going to sell a wheel loader to every single person. So I'm just trying to get my head around it. How do you even start that conversation and sort of evolve it?
Well, that's a great great question, Jared. And if once you figure out that answer, can you let me know so I can bring that to my customers? But
Yeah, there you go. Fair enough.
you bring in the diversity of Brandt. So for example, we're the Wirtgen and Kleemann and well, Kleemann's crushers, but we're the Wirtgen and Vögele distributor and Hamm distributor in Canada. So that's paving equipment. And so you're thinking, well, what the hell does paving equipment have to do with mining? But in today's world, people want to pulverize their underground ramps and their drifts and stuff to make the roads as smooth as possible. So we're actually starting to see more requests for paving equipment underground, which is just when somebody first called me up and asked me that, it was like, why are you asking for paving equipment underground? What do you, but the concept, once I kind of wrapped my head around it, was, I can understand now why, right? So we're adding more and more products. So again, if it has something to do with equipment, somewhere Brandt's got his fingers on it, and somewhere we can help you with that. Mm-hmm. And they're kind of all run hand in hand. So, if you had a John Deere piece of equipment, you want to know where it is. Well, we can use our fleet management programs. You need that remanufactured or parts fixed. We have our maintenance departments. We have our reman departments. We have our manufacturing departments. We just go on and on and on. So you'll never need to go outside of Brandt for anything you need fixed on your equipment or any piece of equipment you have out there, whether it's a John Deere piece or any other OEM distributor out there. We have, I didn't talk about the Smart Center. We have a Smart Steel Center in Regina. We push out 500,000 tons of steel a day. So customers can call us in and that's raw. We push out 500,000 tons of raw steel a day, it was combined to be 350,000 tons of processed steel. So we make our own buckets for everything we have at John Deere. We make over 150 attachments, I believe it is, I might be wrong on that number, it might be a little bit higher, but John Deere and Brandt, so let me back up. Brandt makes its own buckets for every piece of John Deere equipment we have out there. And we do that for a reason. Some of the other OEMs make generic buckets so that they fit 2 or 3 different models. We make the bucket, so for that 944 hybrid loader we talked about, we make a bucket designed specifically for that 944 hybrid loader so we can maximize the power of that bucket. So we maximize the lifting force, maximize the capacity, so the customer's getting a full bucket and utilizing that material. So some of that smart steel we use in-house, some of that smart steel we sell to other divisions.
One of my first introductions to Brandt was through you talked about these different avenues like the paving. My first introduction was years ago. I saw a Forestry video. That's how I got to know them. I didn't, and now
Yeah.
of course it's just you just keep learning and learning because they are so large. Their capability is so huge.
Well, and if you look at mining, before you can have a mine, you have to do the geology and the exploration. So that's where you can use the Topcon and Sequoia. You mentioned forestry. Once they decide, okay, we want to get in here and start mining, you have to clear the lands of forest,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So then you have the construction side. So then you have the next step and the next step, and eventually you're going to pave those roads to the mine. So it actually all fits hand in hand and step to step. So and that's why I say we Brandt keeps you mining, and we want to keep everything you need to do with equipment, we have, so when you're thinking of starting a mine, starting a project, starting a construction phase, think of us, and we can help you from the planning processes right up to the completion processes. Um, we talk Hamm is another one, right? So that's a compact roller, but you see those on tailings dams, stuff like that. So it's not only in the construction world and in the paving worlds you see in this equipment being integrated. It's being integrated into the mines because there is an application for it. Just somebody hasn't thought of it yet, or somebody hasn't used it yet, but doesn't mean it's not viable for that position, right? So
Right, and I'd say we're probably living in today. I mean, from doing this show, it seems like mining technology and just the way we look at mining has changed as well. And as that evolves, so will how, like exactly what you're saying, the equipment, the use of these different types of equipment will be used in a way that 20 years ago they just wouldn't even be considered for.
exactly. So one of the models we distribute is Slipner out of Finland. So that is a dolly system or a big trailer system organized to move large equipment. So whether you have a 60-ton excavator, or you have a 350 or 400-ton excavator, we can help you move that around site. So the benefits of that is, if you're blasting in an open pit, for example, every time you blast, you have to walk that piece of equipment far enough away so it doesn't get damaged during the blast. Well, that might take you an hour to walk it one way and an hour to walk it back. But with the Slipner product, you can put that on that dolly. You can move that within 5 minutes, and it's across the other side of the pit.
Mm-hmm.
So we're saving you on GET. We're saving you on fuel. We're saving the emissions. So there's just a bunch of savings with that. So, your payback on that could be 4 to 5 months, for a piece of equipment. So, if you can save time and money and mine quicker, that's why you need to call Brandt.
Well, I mean you've outlined a lot, and we've packed a lot into a 20-minute discussion. So, Rick, thanks for being on the show. Of course, we're going to put lots of links to everything on Brandt related on this episode. So, thank you. Hopefully, we get to have you back on, or have someone from your team. We'll actually dive into a couple of these technical things that Brandt is delivering. It's pretty amazing stuff.
Thank you very much, Jared. Appreciate your time.
And thank you, everybody, for watching. Like I said, there'll be lots of links to Brandt. It's extensive. What they do is really an understatement. So go check that out. Amazing company. We will see you on the next episode of Mining Now.